Hello. It's the Professor here. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world.
Hello.
Oh,
It's the Professor here. Good evening.
So today it's Sunday, and so I'd like to go over the videos that we've done, the stories throughout the week, which I really enjoy this part to just show you why, how, and what we've done to create these stories, to inspire you to watch them, and hopefully for you to put some questions so that I can create more just for you. So let's get started on this epic evening, Sunday night in the shadows, with me, the Professor. So last week we ended up on this one, which was Greed, which I do hope you had a chance to watch. It was an interesting story. So I then entered. This is an old story I put out. I hadn't had it out for a while. I put it out up on the channel, and it's really intriguing because what would you do if you woke up to being the only person in the world, on the planet, but everyone else is frozen in time? It has an intriguing twist. The reason I delayed putting it out because I put a similar one with the mannequins, but this is an intriguing tale. I do hope you do get a chance to watch it. Of course, we had the 3 werewolf tales to extend that viewing, which some people I know send me a message, say please put them all together, and on this instance I did put 3 together just for you. And then we moved to this. Was a great, I've had so much fun creating this story. Can a vampire breathe underwater? I really love this picture as well. It really stands out. Can a vampire really breathe underwater? Well, of course, if they're supposedly immortal, then they will be able to. But then I thought, imagine being locked in a box and thrown in the water where the vampire cannot escape, chained, suppressed, and stuck for centuries. What a torment. And what sort of person, what sort of creature will the vampire be when he finally gets released? I do again go ahead and watch that intriguing tale. Also in the week, I created this, an old werewolf's tale. Of course, I've been creating many werewolf's tales just for you. But this tale I wanted to make slightly different. I wanted to show the loneliness, the solitude that a wolf can feel. Imagine the curse of the wolf and you understand it. I remember a long time ago watching the films of Lon Chaney Jr. and he portrayed the Wolfman in not only the Wolfman but in Frankenstein, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and I do believe Abbott and Costello. But each one he portrayed it as, the Wolfman he was very sad. He understood the curse. He understood, that he had to go and kill. And he wanted to, he tried to lock himself up, but he couldn't stand the punishment of being the wolf and not being able to kill and unleash the beast. I wanted to create a story that tried to portray that, and I do hope that I got close. And we moved up, and this for sure was my favourite tale of the week. Is your soul safe from this terrifying nightmare? This I had so much fun creating. Imagine buying, if you're a model collector, and on the model set is a small figure that's out of place. But this figure is not a normal figure. It's something that a ghost, a creature, a wizard, a warlock, or something has put in their soul, their essence into that, so that they can now use that to live forever by drawing souls into this model, bringing them to the village itself. I really did enjoy this. It was one of my favourites so far. I did enjoy this tale for sure. Then moving on, I also wanted. I watched a paranormal channel, and I can't remember what it was, but it was, what if you, what, when you're sleeping you are at your most vulnerable. And they talked about how they showed these videos of these ghosts pulling sheets down, and I thought, yes, you are very vulnerable while you're asleep. Imagine the ghost standing over you while you're asleep. That would be a terrifying experience, which is why I created this one. And then we got to the trailer of the series that I'm currently working on. And I do hope you're enjoying these. I have so much fun enjoying them, even if they do take up most of my time. Lucas and Alara, a 10-part series. We're halfway through. And yes, we are going to be releasing 6 and 7 during the week, this week. I hope I'm not going to go through these. I need you to watch them. I put a lot of effort into creating these. I do hope you're enjoying these. Out of all of the 5 so far, which ones are your favourite? I truly enjoyed The Nightmare at the Orphanage because of the demon creature. I wanted to show that even though they're werewolves, there are still creatures far superior to them. And also, I crossed over from another story, the Eldridge saga with Eldridge the Vampire, who was in this as well. So if you haven't watched the Eldridge saga as well, go watch that, because it has the same character from this episode 3. And moving on. And today, 3 and 5. 3 and 5. Yes, I like 3 was my favourite so far. 5 probably because it had some fighting in there. You got to pit the supernaturals against each other. That was intriguing. And today, this is brand new, literally come out today. I was watching, I think it was an episode of either The Outer Limits or Twilight Zone. I have just got the entire series of both of these, and I've been watching them. And there was one talking about the drowned, and it just sparked my interest to think, they're not just ghosts, but drowned ghosts. I thought that was something. And then, if we remember, there's Lord of the Rings, where you have one of the hobbits going across and they look down and they see those drowned characters underneath the water. I thought that's a very eerie part of the movie. I really want to try and portray that. So hence why the green glow on everything. But that's something, again, just literally put it out half an hour, 40 minutes ago. I do hope you get a chance to watch that. This one's a little bit longer as well, and in this one was a little bit different. So if you go to this one, you'll see that even though I'm reading the story, the voices, I used an AI voice to get the character voices. It took forever. I don't think I'm going to be doing that again, because it did take such a long time. It's just much easier to sit in front of the computer and read, rather than read a part and then add an AI voice for the characters in the story. I think I'll stick to just reading them. It did take me all day to do this, but it's an intriguing tale, and not just scary. But it also has an intriguing ending. So, what have we got? I don't know if this comes up on our channel. Can do a video on to form relationships with female vampires. Intriguing. Do a video on the form relationships. Indeed. I think I had a dark vampire video. Form relationships with female. Yeah, and maybe we could get a normal person, like a human, to form a relationship. But then wouldn't the vampire end up biting them and turning them to a vampire so they could both live forever? So, what do we have coming up next week? Of course, we're still working on the Lucas and Alara episodes. We have requests for vampire videos. I'll definitely bear that in mind to create a relationship for female vampires and create a story from there. I have a couple of ideas for vampire tales already, which I'd love to put across, but then it's having the time, because obviously I'd like to get the Lucas and Alara series finished. I have it pretty much all planned out. It just needs to be rewritten. We have the storyboards for them all already. We just need to rewrite and then do the voiceover. We have most of the images already, so they're actually quite easy to create once they're done. It's just the story and the voiceover. Because we have the images already, they're quite easy. It's the easiest ones to do for us. Next week, let's get some more Lucas and Alara videos out. Keep an eye out for the vampire tales I do have already in mind. And of course, you'll be seeing a couple more of these type of videos with the twist in the tale at the end. These are actually my favourite videos, where you're took on a journey and you're not sure, and it's reversed. I can't give too much away if you haven't watched it, so I'm not gonna tell you what happens here. But if you haven't watched this, I do recommend this for sure. Is one of my favorites. This one here is one of my favorites, along with, I'm probably gonna have to scroll down quite far. I'm going to scroll just while I'm talking to you. If you do have questions, please put them in. I'd love to answer them. Or if you have ideas. Does that come up okay? I would like to see more of Lucas and Alara with the old vampire. They make a good team. I thought that as well. Originally, we were going to save Eldridge until the last chapter, until the finale. But I couldn't think of anyone that was strong enough to help Lucas and Alara against a minor demon. So we did introduce him a little early. But yes, definitely I'm going to try and reintroduce him somewhere along the line in the story. I'm scrolling down, apologies for this. But I'm scrolling, I want to find, there was one I did very early on. This story here. If you haven't watched this one, this To Her You're Just Plant Food. Again, one of my favourite ones because it has that twist that you never saw coming. And I really, truly enjoyed this one. So there are videos, if you haven't watched them, I can highly recommend to go watch. Of course, watch the series Lucas and Alara. Look out for that, because I'm definitely going to be working on that throughout this week to get those out, because we want to get those fully done. And then what we'll do is we'll create one video and put them all together so we can have the whole series on one video. So you can literally just press play and it'll play the whole thing. So you won't have to keep changing videos. I think this is really good, especially if like me, if I'm doing something, I like to listen to something in the background, and I like the longer videos. They work better for me, especially or if I'm driving somewhere. If I'm driving in the car, I love to put the longer stories on, especially if I have a long drive. They make the journey go so much easier. Good. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate your company. And if you do have ideas that you'd like to see the professor try, or think would work well in a story, you can simply comment on any of the videos. I check all of the videos personally, because I love to put videos out. It's something I've been doing for many years, but only recently in video format, which is why I have so many tales. So it's the Professor here. Thank you once again for joining me on a Sunday afternoon, evening or morning in the shadows with me, the Professor. Thank you so much. Please, if you do have questions, if you have ideas for stories, then do share them. Who knows? Maybe your story. You should do a story. Let me post this. you should do a story about me, a real werewolf. Indeed. I would love to do a story about a real werewolf. Thank you once again. It's the Professor. A good evening to you. And I will be live again next week with updates and ideas. In the meantime, check out those videos. Good night.